It's a WRAL weather alert day for the potential for some localized patchy flooding again today. I'll show you the timeline for what to expect.
Multi-county chase. 4 people arrested after crashing in Durham. What police are saying about the pursuit that covered more than 20 miles.
Help wanted. Schools are looking to fill job openings before kids return to the classroom, where the biggest needs are ahead of the new school year. Straight up 6 o'clock right now on your Wednesday. We made it to our hump day here together. I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your routine.
And I'm Renee Chu. Welcome to your Wednesday. And today is also Jeff Hogan's last day with us here at WRAL. One of the traditions you brought here was Purple Wednesday. So you'll notice our entire morning team is wearing purple in honor of this guy.
They said mine looks blue on TV.
No, it's very purple.
In person, I'm telling you, it's purple.
We'll have much more to say a little bit later. But first, it is a WRAL weather alert day. Let's get to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner.
I wish we had a nice, bright, beautiful, sunny day for Jeff's last day. But boy, this pattern just doesn't look like it's going to break today, that's for sure. So some heavy rain in spots, 1 to 3 inches in some places. Just like the last several days, it's going to be just in patches. Not everybody's going to see flooding, but we'll see some clusters of storms that produce some heavy rain like we're seeing right now here in the Sandhills. We've seen some heavy rain here in Moore County. It's covering most of Lee County right now, and we've seen some of that in Pittsburgh. So we'll likely see this affecting at least the southern part of Wake County and much of Harnett County in the next hour to 2 hours or so. It's a 40 to 50% chance of rain for most of the day, and then a 60% chance later on this evening. We take a look at that flooding threat, and it does cover the entire viewing area. But like the last several days, we'll just see some patches where we could see as much as 1 to 3 inches. That rain moving through Sanford right now, making for some wet conditions there. And it's a very warm and muggy start. Dew point 74, temperature at 76. We'll do a quick check of the tropics. We have the new information that's come in from the Hurricane Center. We're looking at 84 for our high temperature this afternoon. But Aaron here still about the same, 45-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving to the west at around 20, and the forecast path still has it as a hurricane in the next day or so, and then as a Category 3, a major hurricane by the weekend. By the weekend, it is still not close to land, but we'll take a look at the specific hurricane models of where it's headed. Coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, at 6:02, dry right now, but I can't stress enough, leave the house a little sooner than usual today because of what Elizabeth just mentioned, some of those rain showers moving in the next hour or two. Here's a live look at I-40 and Jones Sausage Road. Traffic flowing nicely in both directions. So really and truly, right now, this time of the morning, we don't have any delays to really speak of. This crash just happened in northern Wake County. Give me a few minutes, I'll let you know if that's going to affect your morning commute. But over in Durham, we're not seeing any delays on any of those major routes as well. You're getting ready to head into the car because of these changing traffic conditions this time of the morning. 101.5 HD3 will keep you updated.
We do breaking news. We're following 4 people are facing charges after a police chase that started in Mebane and ended in Durham. Allie Candlebar is in the WRAL breaking news tracker at the Durham Police Department. And Allie, we know now that 2 people police arrested are under the age of 18.
Yes, Jeff, that's what State Highway Patrol told me about 3 hours ago. We also know that the Durham police officers helped Mebane officers track down those 4 suspects. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. It shows 2 of the 4 suspects handcuffed. They're next to the SUV that they are accused of stealing. State Highway Patrol tells me Mebane police started chasing a stolen Toyota 4Runner. The driver crashed and 4 people jumped out and ran. Listen to this police radio traffic of the moments after a Durham K-9 officer caught one of those suspects. That radio traffic, it had the dog barking in the background while Durham police officer was requesting EMS for a dog bite. We know that that was a minor injury one of those suspects faced. Those 4 suspects are facing charges. We're working to find out their identity. Reporting in Durham, Allie Candlebar, WRAL News.
Today, we expect to learn more about a shooting in Harnett County that killed 2 people and hurt another. This happened near the community called Barbecue. The WRAL breaking news tracker was on scene early yesterday evening. The Harnett County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to an assault at a home on Kentucky Derby Lane. When they got there, they found 3 people had been shot. A juvenile suspect is in custody.
A person under the age of 18 is in the hospital after being shot in Durham. Police say officers were called out to West Peabody Street around 8:40 p.m. They found the victim at the scene. EMS took him to the hospital. He is expected to survive his injuries.
Today, Durham Public Schools will try to fill some key jobs before kids return to the classroom. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live in Durham at the site of a job fair scheduled today. And Kelsey, the district says it is facing a critical need for some important positions.
Yes, Renee, parents in Durham, school leaders are working to make sure that your child's school has enough staff. So tonight they'll be hosting a job fair here at their staff development center. The school system is looking to hire more classified staff. That's jobs like substitute teachers, bus drivers, and custodians. All of those positions are listed as being a critical need on the district's website. We reached out to Durham Public Schools about the specific number of openings. We haven't heard back from them yet. WRAL covered DPS bus driver shortages last school year. A 30% vacancy rate led to the district using a modified bus schedule. DPS also issued a hiring freeze back in March due to budget concerns that expired at the end of June. We also reached out to Wake schools about their staffing needs for next year. They say they don't have those official numbers just yet, but right now they're on track to have the lowest number of vacancies on record. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Durham.
And we are counting it down. Wake County is less than 2 weeks away from the start of the new school year. School staff is working up a sweat trying to fix a backlog of hundreds of AC issues. Staff there say there are currently more than 200 problems they are working on that need addressing at dozens of schools. The district has brought in contractors and is shifting around money in response to it. School leaders warn this will mean deprioritizing some other maintenance needs.
And so an example of that may be that we may be lacking in painting of schools. We may not be able to replace flooring in as many places as we want. So we're looking at using our funds in the most critical areas possible.
And Wake County Schools says HVAC issues forced it to dismiss classes early or cancel school altogether more than 40 times last year.
Cumberland County Schools has a new cell phone policy taking effect. The Board of Education approved the policy last night. Students won't be able to have their devices out during instructional time unless it's authorized in advance. Their phones will need to be off and stored in a backpack or locker. WRAL has you covered for the start of the new school year. Find out where to find the cheapest supplies, how to prepare your child for the first day, and much more on WRAL.com. Search Back to School.
Family and friends are gathering tonight to remember one of the people killed in last week's flooding in Spring Hope. A visitation is being held tonight for 55-year-old Raymond Evans Jr. He and his stepdaughter, 24-year-old Lottie Alston, died when they got caught in floodwaters. A funeral service for Evans is scheduled for tomorrow. Alston will be laid to rest Saturday.
Family and friends are mourning a North Carolina Central student who died after shooting at a Durham apartment complex. Police identified her as 21-year-old London Powers. They say she was shot Monday afternoon at the Camden Point Apartments on East Knox Street. The school chancellor shared the news of her death with the campus yesterday. In a statement, she said Powers was a social work major who had a passion for serving others. Counseling services will be available on campus. Police say the shooter, 23-year-old Damian Tinsley, died at the scene.
The Fayetteville Police Department is asking for the public's help to find the person who killed a man in March. The shooting happened March 10th on Sapona Road. 51-year-old Darden Rhodes from Missouri was killed. Detectives want to talk to anyone who was in that area at the time or who has surveillance video of that area.
Federal agents were patrolling the streets of Washington, D.C. overnight after President Donald Trump's takeover of the city's police takes effect. The FBI and DEA were seen in Georgetown last night, and Border Patrol agents were lined up outside Union Station. The National Guard is also on the ground as part of the president's plan to combat crime in the city. According to a senior Army official, the initial deployment will reach up to 800 by the end of this week.
A powerful state lawmaker is returning thousands of dollars she took from lobbyists through her political campaign. Her campaign told WRAL she decided to give the money back after it attracted public attention. Representative Sarah Stevens is a longtime member of Republican leadership. She is moving on next year, running for a seat on the state Supreme Court instead. And while state law generally bans lawmakers like Stevens from taking lobbyist money, judges and judicial candidates don't face that type of ban. For more on what our NC Capitol team has learned about this, you can go to WRAL.com.
Today, local college football coaches will speak with the media as the new season gets closer. UNC head football coach Bill Belichick will speak today. The Tar Heels will open the season at home on Labor Day against TCU. NC State head coach Dave Doran will also be speaking this morning. The Wolfpack kick off the new season at home as well. They'll be playing ECU on August 28th. We'll have more on what the coaches have to say in our evening newscast starting at 4 p.m. Still ahead, new video from Uvalde.
Get back!
Hours of additional body cam footage released showing the shooting at an elementary school in 2022. What they further reveal about the heavily criticized police response.
And learning from Chantal, Durham is looking at how local agencies handled the flooding and where authorities say there is room for improvement.
Today's another WRAL weather alert day where we could see some flooding. Look at this heavy band of rain with thunderstorms moving through Lee County, headed into Harnett and Wake County. We'll show you how that could affect your morning commute.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. Check out this band of heavy rain with thunderstorms. It's moving into our southern counties right now. It's already moved through a good bit of Moore County, Lee County, now headed into Harnett County and Wake County as well. Watch that little cell that just popped up north of Angier. So starting to move in around Harris Lake and Jordan Lake. And then, of course, a good bit of lightning as it's moving into Harnett County. So just be careful in those areas. As a matter of fact, the leading edge of that rain is just about 20 miles from Raleigh proper. So it's definitely headed into a much more populated part of our viewing area. 40 to 50% chance for rain for most of the day, 60% later on this evening. But it's going to be like all the rest of the days. We're going to see pockets where it's really heavy. We have some fog that developed in spots like Wilson, where it's 75, 76 in Durham, and 77 in Fayetteville. Our temperature this afternoon will climb into the mid 80s. If you're looking to exercise, you may be better off inside. It's really humid out there. And of course, we'll have a chance of rain on and off. Ken?
What's been happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center? The splash of green shows you where the rain is coming down right now and headed our way. We do have reports of Raleigh firefighters working a vehicle fire on I-540 westbound near Buffalo Road. We're not seeing any delays in that particular area, but we're keeping an eye on it. And this is a live look at I-540 and Buffalo Road. We can't see the vehicle fire on this camera, but we'll keep an eye on it. But you can see traffic is flowing nicely in all directions. And coming up in less than 5 minutes, Jeff, we will talk about how the traffic is going to affect your commute into the capital city.
Keeping our eyes on the stock futures right now, and things are looking pretty good after that record close that we had in the market yesterday. In fact, if we look at the numbers here, we're looking at the S&P 500 up 14 points, Dow Jones 13, and NASDAQ 69. Again, these are U.S. futures, but this could possibly change depending on how the week goes with these key inflation reports. Producer Price Index set out tomorrow. We'll be watching closely to see if there are any sort of changes here in the WRAL Live Center.
Thanks for that, Chris. Hours of new body camera footage and thousands of documents have been released from the Uvalde School District. A gunman opened fire at Robb Elementary School May 24th of 2022, and 19 children, 2 teachers were killed. Michelle McConaughey is here now with the crucial moments inside that school. Michelle.
Yeah, Jeff, this footage is so emotional, and sometimes it is hard to watch. We do want to warn you about that, but it shows a response caught amid confusion and chaos. At 11:40 a.m., minutes after the shooter entered the school, you can see officers treating his grandmother, the first victim, who ID'd her own grandson as the gunman. Outside Robb Elementary, panicked parents off camera started shouting at authorities to do something. By 12 p.m., dozens of armed officers lined the hallways, and nearby other officers tried to clear classrooms of terrified students and teachers. More than 30 minutes after the gunman opened fire, the gunman's own aunt heard begging authorities to shoot him. The school's police chief, Pete Arredondo, began pleading with the gunman barricaded inside a classroom.
These are innocent children, sir. Please talk to me. Please talk to me, sir.
Get him! Get him!
Help us, help us.
He's doing it because his mom and everything.
Okay.
And nearly an hour after the first gunshot, authorities shout questions back and forth looking for keys. They'd later find the door unlocked. At 12:50, a team of officers finally breached the classroom. Arredondo and other district officers are currently the only two responding officers who face criminal charges for their actions on that day. Both have pleaded not guilty.
We are getting our first look at the person accused of shooting at the CDC headquarters in Atlanta, killing a police officer in the process. Georgia state officials say Patrick White shot himself last Friday after firing hundreds of rounds toward the CDC. DeKalb County police officer David Rose was killed while responding to the shooting. The 5 guns found on White belonged to his father. Police say they were properly secured before the shooting. Evidence points to White blaming the COVID vaccine for his mental health issues. Durham is reviewing how its agencies responded to the flooding from Chantal. 81 people had to be rescued the night of the flooding. City and county staff said big successes were found with the mass care shelter plan and people's use of Durham One Call. They also identified ways to improve, and one of them is an Eno River specific alert.
The framework by adding an opt-in group within Alert Durham for residents to choose to opt into to receive this targeted messaging. To date, we've had about 22 residents sign up for this, as well as a joint city and county crisis communication plan, which is currently in progress.
Staff members are also looking at expanding emergency management monitoring to 24 hours a day. Another success was Durham's Heart Team helping people during the crisis.
Coming up on 20 minutes after 6 right now, just a little over an hour ago, we got the latest track of the tropics. And Elizabeth Gardner right now in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with where Aaron is for us.
Yeah, so our Aaron update will start with the new things that are happening right now. Of course, Aaron is crossing the Atlantic. It is still thousands of miles away, likely to become a major hurricane. First of all, it'll become our first hurricane in the next 48 hours or so, and then a major hurricane by the weekend, but it'll still be out to sea, not affecting land. It's likely to curve to the north up toward Bermuda. The impacts to North Carolina could be rip current danger or erosion, but of course, it's still too early to tell exactly what the path will be. We'll take a look at where it is right now. You can see it's starting to be a little bit more organized than it was yesterday, but still no big jump in intensity. It has winds at 45 miles per hour, moving to the west at 20 miles per hour. So pretty similar to what we've seen for the last couple of days. It will continue to move off to the west, becoming a Category 1 hurricane by late on Thursday, and then Cat 3 by early Sunday, and then it begins its curve. And to take it past Sunday, we'll take a look at what we call our model plots. These are hurricane-specific models, and you can see we have a cluster of them. You know, more minds are better than fewer, and so we take a look at where the different models have the storm headed, and almost all of them make that curve. In order to make that curve, we're going to potentially need a little help from a front that'll come off the coast of North Carolina or off the coast of the U.S. This high-pressure system rotating clockwise is pushing the storm along for now, and then it's likely to loop back around that high and then get a push offshore from a trough or a cold front. And so as long as all of that continues to happen, then we should be in pretty good shape in North Carolina. We don't have anything to worry about this weekend. If you're headed to the beach, all good. There might start to be some rip current danger early next week as it starts to make that turn off the coast of the U.S. And then Wednesday and Thursday is when it would be offshore and we would see the biggest impacts. But again, right now, it looks like it's probably going to mainly be rip current danger. For us today, we have another WRAL weather alert day. Some heavy rainfall, as much as 1 to 3 inches. Of course, we're looking at some rain right now moving into Harnett County and into the southern part of Wake County. And that's all, you know, plenty of rain behind it, but that's where the heaviest is right now. 40 to 50% chance for much of the day, and then a 60% chance later on. We do have that low level flood risk for 1 to 3 inches of rain. Finally, we're going to see our pattern breaking coming up in a few minutes. I'll talk about what will change to finally start to dry us out. But when we do start to dry out, it's also going to heat up. We're going to see another string of 90-degree days, Ken.
A reminder that we're still in the summer season.
Absolutely.
Hey, Elizabeth, thanks. So just a few minutes ago, I told you about a vehicle fire on I-540 in Buffalo Road, but that scene has since cleared, and you can see traffic is flowing nicely in both directions there on I-540. So if that's part of your morning commute, you're definitely in good shape. As far as other major routes coming into the capital city, very little to no delays whatsoever. You're coming in from Wake Forest, you're coming in from 9 they'll all delay free at this hour. Similarly, we're not seeing any delays on any of the major routes going into the Bull City as well. The rain is coming, though. Definitely give yourself some extra time this morning. We'll be here to let you know how that's going to affect your morning commute. Tune us in on the radio when you head to the car, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. Lucky, but not surprising. That's how Raleigh homeowner is describing the situation after a suspected drunk driver drove into his house. What he says needs to change so this doesn't happen again.
Also, Deal Days of August coming up. 5 on your side helps you shop smart during the back-to-school season.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Only murders in the building and Beyonce's growing resume.
Yeah, she's kind of talented.
Yeah,
Ken Smith here now with What's Trending.
Just a little bit. Hey, let's start with that hit show. We're getting a look at season 5 of Only Murders in the Building, starring Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. In the new season, the trio goes against the mob. What?
And get this, guest stars this season will include Renee Zellweger, Christoph Waltz, and Tia Leone. The new season drops on Hulu on September 9th.
A lot of people are looking forward to that. So the very talented, as you just mentioned, Beyonce, can now add an Emmy to her already long list of accomplishments. The pop icon has a primetime Emmy for outstanding costumes in her Beyonce Bold Netflix special.
A zillion Grammys, right?
Wow.
So she's halfway to the EGOTs and the Emmys. She has 2 other sets she's up for as well. She get one on the 7th, and then we'll find out September 14th if she has the other 2.
Joining that rarefied club,
Oh, yeah.
but deserving. All month long, we're helping area animals find forever homes during our Clear the Shelters adoption event. Person County Animal Services will be offering reduced adoptions fees. During the month of August, all cat adoptions are half off, and dog adoptions are only $10. To learn more and locate a shelter near you, go to WRAL.com/shelters.
Still ahead, an early morning chase. 4 people are in custody after leading police on a multi-county pursuit. How police tracked down the suspects after they ran off in Durham.
And job search. Durham Public Schools is hosting a job fair ahead of the new school year. The critical needs still left to fill.
And heavy rain moving into the Triangle. Some heavy rain moving into southern Wake County, raining in Durham and Chapel Hill. Some heavy rain down in Harnett County as well. I'll let you know if it's going to affect your morning commute.